How many people are bored at their desk for how many hours every day, and how many days a week, and how many weeks a year, and how many years in their life? The progress bar, it's an amazing idea, is just an indicator on a computer that means something's happening inside the device. The classic one that we see more often is a horizontal bar. And I mean, this even goes back to pre-computer versions of this on ledgers where people would fill in a horizontal bar from left to right to show how much of a task they had completed at a factory. But it's the same thing, but it's on a screen. Something's happened in the 70s that is sometimes referred to as the software crisis, where suddenly computers were getting more complicated more quickly than anyone had been prepared for from a design perspective. People were using person done indicators in different ways, so you might have a graphical countdown clock, or they would have a line of asterisks that would fill out from left to right on a screen. But no one had done a systematic survey of these things and tried to figure out how they actually affect the user's experience of sitting at the computer. This graduate student, who was named Brad Myers in 1985, decided he would study this. He found that it didn't really matter if the person done indicator was giving you the accurate percent. What mattered was that it was there at all. Just seeing it there made people feel better, and that was the most surprising thing. He had all these ideas about what this thing could do. Maybe it would make people feel relaxed effectively. Maybe it would allow people to turn away from their machine and do something else of exactly the right duration. They would look and say, oh, the progress bars have done, that took 5 minutes. So now I have 5 minutes more to send this fax out, or whatever people in the 1985 were doing. Both of those things are kind of wrong. Like when you see that progress bar, it sort of locks your attention on a tractor beam, and it turns the experience of waiting into this exciting narrative that you're seeing unfold in front of you. But somehow, this time you have spent waiting in frustration for the computer to do something has been reconceptualized as progress. Oh, great stuff is happening. But once you start thinking about the progress bar as something that's more about dulling the pain of waiting, well, then you start fiddling around with psychology, which we don't know fully yet. So if you have a progress bar that moves at a constant rate, let's say that's really what's happening in the computer. That will feel like it's slowing down. We get bored. Well, now you can start trying to enhance it and make it appear to move more quickly than it really is. Make it move faster at the beginning like a burst speed. That's exciting, like where people feel like, oh, something's really happening. Then you can move back into a naturalistic growth of the progress bar as you go along. You are assuming that people are focusing on the passage of time. They are trying to watch grass grow, they are trying to watch a pot of water waiting for it to boil, and they're just trying to make that less boring, less painful, and less frustrating than it was before. So I think the progress bar at least gives you the vision of a beginning and an end, and you're working towards that goal.